Hi, I'm Robert, and this is my requirements presentation for the game library system. Uh, it's meant to be a database for video game objects with a few different attributes, being the name of the game, the director of the game, the release date, uh, the genre, what the price was at release, and what it's currently priced at. Um, I wanted to make this database here. I was thinking it might be good it could be used for, backlogs or just keeping track of games you've played or ones that you're, just ones that you hear about. These are some of the functional requirements that the user can interact with, which would be to add a game to the library, a game object to the library manually by inputting the information on their own. You'd have to do this one by one. You could remove a game by searching into the search bar and just selecting the remove option. You can import games from another file. So if you're making a list somewhere else, then you can bring it into your database. You can print all the games within your library, so that way you can get an overall view rather than having to search each one. You have a search functionality, of course, where you just put in the name and it will give you the list or the results. When you do find that game, you can edit the results. Just select the edit button and then input the attributes they want to change, so you can edit it there. You can add a discount to the current price of search games, so that way you can keep track of, what the Steam discounts are at. I know for me, whenever I'm looking at a game I want to try, I'm always keeping track of the discounts to see if this one's a good deal or not. And check the current price compared to what it launched at. So sometimes it's not worth it to buy a game when it's marked up at 1,000 times what it released at, which some of these things do. So it's good to keep track of that. So if this project were to go into a large scale release, some things that would be non-functional requirements would be to make sure that the huge volume of entries that a user might be using, you might be using thousands or tens of thousands of entries, that's not going to drag down performance. The UI has to be really easy to use and understandable. It has to be intuitive. So, maybe like the search functionality, putting in partial functions, stuff like that. The search performance, that's like how fast it can go through that database. So it might be important to look at the what type of search that you're doing through your database. Because again, if you're having tens of thousands of entries, how fast can our system move through those and match it up with the data that's being typed in by the user, and the data integrity. So if it's being changed, the data is being changed, if there's an error, can the system roll back? Can it maintain the integrity of those files without getting corrupted? That's what I would be worried about in a large-scale release. So this is the order of how the list will be implemented. If that database will be implemented, it'll change throughout the project on the input and output and the way that the database is stored. So at the start, it's going to be a linked list. We're going to start with the basic features, manually removing objects, manually adding objects, printing them out. This is going to ensure that the you're able to manipulate the database. Everything's working. There's no errors, no issues with the memory. From there, we can add on the extra features like importing a file, searching, editing that entry, adding in a discount on the price, like adding in that percentage, and yeah, showing the changes in that price from the original. So these are more for the user experience. They're not so much like integral to make sure the system works. So we're going to leave that for later. After that, we're going to implement the graphical interface, which is going to take all these functions and turn them into buttons and input bars. So it's easier for the user to use. They don't have to go use a command line like in those other stages of the projects. It's still going to be using a linked list, but like I was saying, no command line. That's better for the average user. There's also going to be multiple stages, multiple menus where you have multiple options presented to you. Yep, it needs to be flow well, needs to be easy to use, easy to understand, and easy to read. From there, we're going to implement the SQLite system. It's going to merge with our linked list, so take over the database locally. It's just more efficient. It's more managed. There's a lot of features there. So that'll be good for the local storage of our project, of our product. So this is a mock-up of what I would like the home menu to look like. I didn't do anything crazy here, just rectangles. We have buttons now for the inputs rather than having to type them in or type in a number. So just going to the add section, that'll bring up multiple input bars that the user can put in the information, and then just press confirm, and that'll add it to the list. When you press print, just give you a list of the games in the list. Reading the file, that'll allow you to select a file to import into the program or into your list. The search input, so you would type in your game name and then press search. That'll open up the options for edit, remove, and then add a discount. It'll also display all the information of the game that you were searching for. So the developer, the game name, blah, 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 the current price, past price, the difference between them. And then, of course, there's the exit. So you just go back to the main menu, you press the exit to close the program. The edit function, that'll open up, that'll also have those 6 inputs, but it will show what it currently is. So if you don't touch the other inputs, only the ones that you want to use, that way we can get it done on one screen, and you can change multiple on one screen. So this is the user story. Let's use Robert, that's me, So if Robert wants to keep track of his games, he can just go to the home menu, open up the app. He goes to the add, goes through those inputs, those attributes, and then he can return. It'll automatically return to the home menu. He can print out to see what it's been inputted so far. You can press the RAID file to select whichever one he wants to use there. He can also search a game there, and then go to just click remove. It'll automatically remove it. Maybe put a confirm button. I think that'll be a good idea to put a confirm button to make sure. Yes, you can also then search the thing, just press the discount button, put in whatever percentage he saw on Steam or on PlayStation, and then that'll automatically calculate what the price will be now. He then can exit and just close the program from there if that's all he wants to do. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.